Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the shop. Hope you're having a great day. Let's get this going. Whew, man, it sounded good, and then once I start, it starts messing up. Let's see if these headphones work better. Ah, one, two. Yep, I got it. Okay, there we go. So, hope everyone's having a great day, and yeah, got my water bottle this time, and I even taped up my headphones, so hopefully that will work and won't mess up. But yeah, let's see. Let's get going. I got this before the show. I stone washed this all, so I'm gonna hand sand this to bring out the hamon on it, and that way it'll be excuse me, it'll be stone washed on the flats, and then have a nice hamon on the bevels. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. Whew. So if anyone wonders what I use Duro 70. It's like it's rubber. It's actually what they use on contact wheels. Because I was going to make some contact wheels for myself, and I started using it, and yeah, it actually works pretty good. So there we go. I think I was too loud. All right. So yeah, the Duro 70 flexes and all that. It works really good for hand sanding. So, and then this is just Windex. Starting at like a 320. So, I decided to call this live stream The Meaning of Life. Because it seems to be something everyone's infatuated with. Even me when I was younger. It's actually funny, you know, the older you get, the less you really care about the meaning of life. It's, you know, you start to realize life is getting shorter and shorter. And the meaning of it really doesn't matter as much as living it does. Because, man, when I was younger, oh, that used to be like, oh, why are we here? There has to be a purpose. We have to be here for a purpose. And, you know, everything has to be accomplished, and there has to be a reason behind everything we do. What's up, Heath? Shepherd's Forge. Good to see you here. I know you're doing some hand sanding too. Yeah, man. He's actually, Heath, Shepherd's Forge, he's the one that I did that Damascus knife for. So I think he's hand sanding that today. He put up a post that he doesn't like making knives as much as blacksmithing because of all the hand sanding and all the extra work, which I understand. Hand sanding is like the worst part for me too. For sure. Oh man. Let me see something, because let me turn this volume down. It doesn't sounds like it's post. There we go. All right. Let me get this volume all there. That sounds better. Doesn't sound like it's over throttling. But yeah, I love every part. That's why I started doing these live streams. It's like, man, I could hand sand and talk and ramble on and answer people's things. John, hey, what's up, John? I'm horrible with names. Fournier, I see you on all my Instagram and Facebook things, but I hope I don't mispronounce your name. So what's up, John? Glad to see you here. Thanks for joining us. ah. But back, yeah, when you're a kid, when you're young, man, all you want to know is why we're here, what's going on, you know? What's my purpose in life? What's my purpose? Why was I put here? And the older you get, the more you realize, you know, it just doesn't really matter why we're here. You know, I told you on the last stream that I started watching Gary Vee, and he has this awesome philosophy. It's like, you're human. You've already won the lottery. You know, it doesn't matter what you do from then. You know, you were born where you can think for yourself and all that. You've won the lottery. And that's such an awesome philosophy. And it's so true. You know, you weren't born an animal or, you know, made a plant or whatever. So the meaning of life and why we're here, you know, isn't that important. What's important is the things you do with your life. And it's funny because if you would have seen me 5 years ago, you know, I had heart surgery 4 years. It was Halloween night I had my surgery, I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, and then the day before Halloween is when I had my heart surgery. And if you would have seen me before that, Chip Lake, what's up? How's it going? Man, 3 people here. That's awesome. Yeah, if you would have seen me before my heart surgery, there was like a 20-year gap from 1990, well, no, I'll take that back. From like 2008 till 2014 where I didn't do anything. I barely got out of bed, you know. I didn't care about life. I didn't care about anything. But it's funny how, you know, something like open heart surgery or, you know, facing death changes your whole perspective on life, because actually before my surgery, when they were like, oh, you need open heart surgery, it didn't even bother me. I wasn't even fazed by it. Steve Benson. He's the partner. Oh, hey, what's up, Steve? Yeah, I do that too. I try to get out of handstanding by, man, I've gone up to like 1,200 grit belts. But I tell you what, if you want that shine and that nice finish, you have to handstand. Believe me, I hate handstanding more than anything. What's up, Aaron? Good to see you here. But yeah, if you would have seen me even the day before my heart surgery, I was a completely different person. You know, I had basically given up on life, given up and just didn't care. It didn't even matter. And, you know, now looking back, that's the craziest, that's crazy. Stalking Wolf. Hey, what's up? Stalking Wolf, you had that question about the 5160 and what the temper cycle was. I don't know if you saw the last live stream, but the best thing to do if you want to know anything about heat treating, put in the steel and then put in data sheets, like 5160 data sheets. So hopefully that worked out for you. That's, you know, that's the best way. And then once you get that, what the data sheet goes by, you can kind of mess around and adjust your own, you know, put on your own little tweaks to it to see, you know, there's always better ways to do it than the data sheet, but the best place to start is the data sheet. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But, yeah, so, and you know, if you would have seen me before I was 26, I was like this. I was driven, you know, music was my whole world. Guitar, drums, all that. You know, if you go to my music channel, you can see some of my old live shows. You know, I used to record them all and all that. But the guy with the long hair, he's the one that died. He, you know, basically died in front of me. You know, he fell out of my car and I called the ambulance. And, you know, they called me the next day and said he was dead. And I quit music for 15 years. And it's weird because if you listen to that song 20 years down, it used to be called Crushed and Gone. Like I do videos where I put up lyrics on that other channel. And, yeah, you know, when you put everything into something and all of a sudden it's gone, you know, life can seem hopeless. Building banjos, yeah. Yeah, my dad was a jazz bassist, so, you know, music was my whole life. I was born into music. You know, I played piano when I was 5 and violin when I was 7, and I was like first string. And, you know, my dad went to Schillinger, and if anyone knows about anything about music, there's a place called Berkeley School of Music. And Schillinger's the guy that taught the guy that runs Berkeley. So my dad was in that, but then he was also CIA. So so yeah, and so when you're younger, the meaning of life, it's a whole different perspective than when you get older, because as you get older, you start realizing, you have to make every part of it count. And, you go through bad times. I went through almost, 2008 to 2004, 6 years of just not caring about who I was or anything. And I look back and, after I got strong enough, after my heart surgery, I couldn't even stand up. The first week in the hospital, I was like walking laps. I couldn't even make one lap around the little section of the hospital I was in. And within a week, I was doing 15, 20 laps a day. And then I even quit smoking for a year and all this until Mom had a stroke, and that stressed me out too much, and started smoking again, which I only smoke like 5 cigarettes a day. And I keep trying to make it less and less and less, because, God, it's one habit I hate. But I started realizing, this life, we have to make it as important as we can. And, phew, man, that's all I've been doing is learning how to make videos, learning photography, learning knife making. I didn't even make knives. I barely owned knives before I went and had my surgery. I didn't even know what a custom knife was. Like I said before, the first knife I made, I went to Home Depot and bought steel from Home Depot and didn't even know you had to heat treat it. So that tells you how much I knew about knives. And it's weird how life just has a way of, finding you and showing you, hey, you think you want to do this for life, but I've got this plan for you. So it's pretty wild. And then YouTube, man, if you would have told me, I'm going to do YouTube, I would have completely laughed at you, because I never even owned a camera. My dad didn't go anywhere without a camera. It was like part of his body. I even got some of his old lenses and put them on my new camera. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, and we've got books. I mean, my parents had a motorhome from when I was 6 months old till, after he passed away. I think my mom sold it. And my mom was always the one that drove. She drove for the Olympics. She could drive buses and trailers and all that stuff. And, they'd pull into a campground and people would be like, what's this woman doing driving this 30-foot motorhome? So, that's one thing I got lucky about. I had great parents. And, like my dad, like I said, my dad was a jazz bassist. He would be in the 60s. My dad was 50 when they had me. I was born in 71. He'd be playing jazz bass in D.C. I live around the D.C. area. He'd be like the only white guy in this band, in the bars. D.C.'s predominantly black city, especially in the 60s. So that was one thing great, They always taught me, it doesn't matter, women are equal, everyone's equal, In fact, my dad retired in 75, and he drove a bus, and he'd come home and cook dinner while my mom was at work and stuff like that. So I never had that bias role or hatred role, or you can't be like this, or you can't like this person. And that was probably the best thing my parents ever did, was just teach me morals and teach you how to be a good person. Because that's the meaning of life, being a good person. No matter how much people push you down or, do it, you have to stand up and just be good. Brush off what they do to you and be good to the people that count. Don't waste your time with people that don't care. But the YouTube thing, you know, once I started, it took me 2 years making knives before I even started YouTube. And if you go back and watch like my first videos for knife making, I didn't even say a word. I just like type in big old, you know, things what I wanted to say because I just didn't know how to talk on camera or anything like that. But when I was learning knife making, there was a lot of things I wanted to learn, like compound grinds and how to do swooping plunges and all that stuff. And there was no videos on it. So once I learned it, I was like, man, it's time to start making videos, you know, on the stuff that I don't see or that I wanted to learn. And yeah, it was great because, you know, it taught me, you know, those first videos, even, you know, I'll go back and watch like 4 months ago and the videos were horrible. If you even watch like the last 4, you know, months, my YouTube videos have gotten like tenfold better just because I've been studying it. You know, once I get involved in something, I just go, well, I almost said, I go all in. You know, 100% all in when I want to learn something. And that's probably my best quality is I love to learn. You know, I get consumed. Like photography, like I said, camera. I never even owned a camera. You know, I didn't know anything about it. But now it's like all I think about. All I want to do is do better videos, take better photos, do better thumbnails. It's consumed me. Even, you know, I'm probably more consumed with making YouTube videos and the photography aspect than I am, you know, making knives anymore. But I still love making knives, so. And it's funny, it's weird because I've been doing a few heat treating things for people. Now I got all these people contacting me asking me if I'll do some heat treating for them. And it's just like, you know, I'm not the kind of person that says no, but I have to learn how to. Because I can't be sitting there. And a lot of people, for some reason, think, you know, because it's one-on-one, that I'm going to charge less. People don't seem, oh, no. This is Windex, just to make it smoother. Yeah, people don't seem to think that, like, custom knife makers or the little guy is going to charge you as much. Because this guy's like, can you do some heat treating for me? Can we work something out? Because sending it away is too expensive. Just like when I was making some contact wheels. This guy's like, you think you can make me contact wheels? Because it's too expensive for the, you know, contact wheels online, which they're like $35 for a set. It's like, dude, if I make them for you, it's going to be like $100 a set because I don't know what I'm doing. It's going to take me all this extra time, you know. Go and buy it. And, you know, for me to sit there and fire up my oven to heat treat these guys' knives and all that, he doesn't understand, you know, that's going to take me a whole day of doing this and getting everything right. It's going to cost me more to do it than someone that, you know, that does it every day. And it's just like custom knives. You know, people see these like Kershaws that are like 50 or 60 bucks and they're like, oh, well, this costs 50 or 60 bucks. Why is your knife 100 or 150? Well, it's because I take a lot more time to do it and I put my effort in it and it's custom. And people just don't seem to understand that. I don't know why. Then again, I guess I didn't understand it either. But, so, you know, I realized the funny thing about how I'm always talking about how I'm so introverted. Excuse me. And people are always asking, you know, well, you can talk on camera. Why can't you talk in front of people? And just like when I played music, you could put me on a stage in front of 1,000 people and I would be fine. I could talk, you know, you put me on, play a live show or something, I'm fine. Even talking, I could get up and talk in front. Hey, what's up, Steve? How's it going? I could talk to 1,000 people, no problem. But one-on-one, it's this weird thing, and it's not even a one-on-one thing. It's me initiating the one-on-one. Like if you come up to me and you're like, "Hey, what's up, Dave?" I can talk no problem. But if I see you and I don't know you, I won't talk to you. And I'll get all anxious and all this stuff, and I can't even explain it. It's just this weird dichotomy of my brain and how it works. You know, you put me in front of 1,000 people, I'm fine. But you say, "Hey, go talk to this person over here. If you want this, you have to go talk to this person." I can't do it unless they come to me and be like, "Hey, what's up?" And then I'm fine. And and I used to make all kinds of excuses, and I still do. I make all kinds of excuses why I won't do it. Oh, this or that, but it comes down to it. My brain just won't let me make the first move. It's why I haven't had a girlfriend in years. I say it's because of this, because of that, and I'm too busy with this or that. But the honest truth is, I can't go up and talk to a girl. In fact, my last girlfriend asked me out like 3 or 4 times, and then we finally started going out. You know, and I just have a hard time of putting myself out there. But you put me in the front of 1,000 people, and I have no problem. I might be a little bit nervous, but I'm basically fine. Getting ready to cook up a mean old omelet. Right on. Cook me one too. I haven't had an omelet in a while. I do go to Panera and have their over easy eggs on what's that new bread? Oh man, I'm going to blank. But yeah, we go to Panera. Me and my friend go to Panera like every Wednesday. It's Panera Day. In fact, we don't even have to tell them our name. They're just like, "Hey, what's up, Dave? What's up, Jason?" Oops, sorry, hit that. Bouncing the camera. And I said, "Man," I told Jason, I was like, "Man, you think we eat here too much? When you don't even have to tell them your name?" Oh, I can small talk. I can talk your ear off like I'm doing now, but you have to break the barrier. It's such a weird way, the whole OCD thing about how my brain works, how I focus and I can only do things one way. And, my friends are always like, "Man, why didn't you just do it the easy way like this?" It's like, well, because my brain doesn't work that way. You know, I can talk your ear off. In fact, once you know me, you'll probably be telling me to shut up because I talk too much. But it's just that, I just have this like anxiety. When someone, it's like, "Oh, you have to go get a job." I had a degree. I had a degree as a computer tech in 1993 before AOL hit, before the internet hit. I had straight A's and like two B's. I had like what, 3.6 GPA. I could have gotten any job anywhere, but I couldn't go in and be like, "Give me a job," you know? Yeah, see, Heath, I don't drink. I don't like drinking. I do like watch people drink because it's funny how people change when they start drinking. Uh, yeah, hormones come out nice. starting the show. I gotta take it up more. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Yeah, it's not showing. Come on, light, hit it right. It's there, I swear. No, man. So how's everyone doing today? Oh, he doesn't go to a bar. See, the screens, man, tell you, that's one thing about getting old. I used to have like pilot's vision. Now I can barely see with glasses on. Yeah. But like I say, at a bar, I'm okay. I mean, really, most likely in a bar, I'd stand against the wall and just watch people. Because I do enjoy that. I enjoy watching how people are just crazy. I do get a kick out of it. But I've also been, the designated driver my whole life because I never really drank. Which is fine with me because, I care. That's one thing. If you become my friend, it's like die-hard friends, which has messed me up a lot, which is why I'm apprehensive a lot because, man, you get these people and you think, man, everything's going great, and all of a sudden you give them trust and all that, and bam, they screw you over first shot. But you got to keep trying because there are people out there, people like Heath, people like Steve Miller, man, good people. People that, if I never started this YouTube stuff, I would have never met. And, they've become real good friends. Aaron's always complimenting and talking to me and telling me how inspired. That's one thing. When I see you guys that say you've made a knife because you've watched my videos, or, man, I just heat treated this because I watched your videos, man, that makes this whole thing worth it. Makes it awesome. When I find that, you've started knife making or you've figured out how to make your first knife because you watched my videos, man, that's awesome. That's another thing Gary Vee talks about, legacy. Money isn't as important to me as legacy. You have to live and money is important. But to me, legacy is everything. And it always has been. Even when I was a musician, that's why I wanted to be a musician and a rock and roll star, to leave my legacy. I wanted people to know who I was. Now, I'm not going to have any children, most likely, but people will be like, man, he went through a period of time, 5 or 6 years of his life where it was horrible. But man, look what he's done with his life now. That's what I was talking about, Aaron. Just got a wicked hamon. Awesome. Awesome, Aaron. That's awesome. Heath, you've learned so much, but you don't want to make knives. What's that all about? No, I'm just playing. That's the one thing also. If you don't try it, you won't know. And just because you think you like it, well, I talked about that last, music is my life. And, I thought I could teach guitar lessons, but I didn't like it at all. And I love making music, but that's more of a life thing than a passion. Knife making has become my passion. Doing YouTube videos has become my passion. Just because you like something doesn't mean you have to be all in on it. It can still be a hobby. I mean, music won't ever be a hobby. Music is like part of me, but there's a lot of things I'm interested in that have just become, the back burner. Like playing drums. Man, I love playing drums. I got a drum set I've wanted a drum set for like 20 years. Because practice used to always be at my house, so I always had drum sets here, and I learned how to play drums pretty good, but I didn't have one for a long time. And I even got like a drum machine, but, about 4 months ago, I got a drum set, and I love playing it, but, I'm editing videos for 4 hours. I'm making knives for 4 or 5 hours. I try to play drums like 1 or 2 hours and make music for a couple hours, but you know, you burn out quick. So I haven't been playing as much drums. It doesn't mean I'm not passionate about it. It's just I've had to put priorities, like learning how to do better videos and all that. Cutting fluid instead of glass cleaner? Really, it doesn't matter. I mean, I have, but it seems like a waste of cutting fluid to me. I mean, Windex works great and it's cheaper. Anything basically will work, you know, that, you know, just to lube it up and make it smoother. You know, tapping fluid, cutting fluid and all that. Even regular oil would work. WD-40. I've used WD-40 a lot of times, and that works good too. But Windex is just cheaper. I mean, you can get a gallon of it for like $2. And this PB Blaster, man, for after I do like stone washing and all that, or my hormones and all that, after you dip it in ferric chloride and then put it in baking soda, I always use PB Blaster and stuff because it's penetrating. Just like the oxide stuff, it says use penetrating oil. And it seals it in, makes it really nice. Well, see, yeah. So it is cheaper for you to use cutting oil, so it makes sense. Yeah, man. Man, I haven't even gotten any of my topics today. No, I guess I've gotten a few of them. Actually, I think I've gotten all of them. All right. Whew. Going pretty good. I don't think the audio's cut out yet, has it? No. Yeah, man. It's good to see you guys. Oh, I don't know if you guys watch This Old Tony. You know, I've done a few videos where I talk about him. But if you go look at my my ceramic video, he actually commented on it. Man, made my day. Pretty awesome. And then how about last week when Niels Vandenberg showed up? Here I am talking about Alex Steele and all these guys and how you talk on comments and be sincere, and then he shows up. The irony, the irony was pretty wild. Whew. Ugh. Hand sanding. Why does it have to be so hard? It is worth it though, I will say that. I've heard a lot of people using lemon juice on hormones. I think I even have some here. I tried it on my last one. Actually, I tried it on this one, I think it was. A little bit of lemon juice. Yeah, it actually does pop out. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Wrong way. It does look like it's starting to make it pop a little bit. Right there. Let's see. Can we see that? Oh, come on. Oh, there it is. There it is. Ta-da! Yeah, man. And I'm only up to like 400 grit, so. Or no, I think this is 600. Man, 44 years old. I'm 47. Man, you got to have heroes. You know. But they say don't meet your heroes because you'll be disappointed. And it's funny because, you know, I'm starting to realize, you know, the more subscribers I get and stuff like that, the more people are like, oh, it's weird how people put you on a pedestal. And, like Alex Steele. I don't know if you saw any of his, when he was at Blade Show last June. But I follow a lot of knife makers, and Alex Steele was at Blade Show. And he would go up and talk to him, or people would come up, and he was like really polite and nice to everybody. And then people didn't know how to act. They didn't seem to realize that he's just another person. Like they'd be like, hey, Alex, can I get a picture? And he would take a picture with him, and then he'd be like, hey, how's it going? Or, so what are you up to? And they would be like dumbfounded, like, what do I say? What do I do? And people don't seem to realize, they're just the same people. They're just a little bit farther ahead of the game than we are, But, yeah. I mean, true heroes, you always hear people say, like teachers or people that are in the military. Those are the heroes. People that are risking their lives, firefighters, police officers, people that put their life on the line for other people. Those are heroes, Not that Alex Steele isn't a hero. To a lot of blacksmiths, he's taught them a lot of stuff and even taught me a lot of stuff. But, he's a hero in blacksmithing. I don't know where I'm going with this. I better stop. I'm going to say something I don't mean. Everyone's a hero, If you get out of bed today, and accomplish something. If you do something better today than you did yesterday, you're a hero, And a little, if you take a step to make your life better, I don't know where I'm going with that. My mind's cranking and I'm talking before I'm thinking, so. I tend to do that sometimes. No. I mean, that's the funny thing, talking about passions. I used to draw. I wanted to be a tattoo artist for a long time. But I learned, you have to kind of practice on other people or like buy pig skins and do that. And I was afraid of messing people up. So I still have a tattoo kit and all that, all the colors, the gun, all that, or tattoo machine, you don't call it a gun. But, like if you go to my website, in the back, there's all kinds of drawings and stuff like that. So, and writings, I used to do all kinds of poetry and, all the lyrics. The funny thing is, like, my music sounds heavy, but if you read the lyrics, they're very, I don't know, what's the word? Very, about, making this world better. And, making things better, making life better for everyone. Especially when I was younger. Like if you look at the lyrics for like Victims of Tragedy, or the first song I wrote with my old drummer was called Sperm, because that's what he always called it, Sperm. But if you read the lyrics to those, it's like, peace, love, the skies above, we'll all be gone someday. Acid rain, the land is changed, we're all left rotting away. Profound lyrics, and that's how all my lyrics are. I wrote that when I was like 21 years old, and I still remember it. Yeah. Stuff like that, just very profound, all my lyrics. But then, the music is very heavy, and my vocals are very heavy because I can't sing. In fact, and this goes back to the whole one-on-one thing, I couldn't find a singer because I can't go talk to someone and be like, hey, come sing for us. So I started doing the screaming. I got a loud voice that carries, so doing vocals was easy. But singing isn't very easy. And I tried, man. I tried taking lessons and all that. It's just, I don't have a singing voice. But I do like hardcore music. It's not like I don't, listen to hardcore music. Pantera, Biohazard. I'm from DC, so Minor Threat. Henry Rollins, Bad Brains. Yeah. But yeah, go check out some of that stuff on my website if you want to. My lyrics. It's all up. You have to go like, when you open my site, you see the knives, but on the top it's like merchandise. And you go, it says like art, poetry, and writings. I even tried to write a book and stuff. So, there's all kinds of things you can be passionate about, but you got to find what really wants to drive you and all that. Wow, 340. All right. I'm starting to ramble and go on a tangent. So, thanks everyone for coming. Heath, I hope you get that hand sanding done. You got to stick with it, man. Steve, nice to meet you. He's a good guy, man. Me and him come like brothers. Steve, glad you showed up. Aaron, man, all you guys. So awesome. It's like, man, it's like you guys have become, part of the family. It's awesome. Chris, or Chip, not Chris, sorry. Chip, thanks for coming along. Nice to have you on board. All right, so Stalking Wolf, glad to see you showed up again. I think that's about it. I hope I'm not missing anyone. My eyes are all bad. I can't read. But all right, I think that's about it for this week. Everyone have a good week. Man, the rest of the weekend. I hope it goes good. Just keep on trying, man. Just make yourself a little bit better. Tomorrow, make yourself a little bit better than you did today. And you'll have bad days, and it's fine. But just wipe yourself off and make yourself a little bit better. All right, that's it for me. And as always, take it easy.